And good evening. As we get ready for severe weather tonight, I thought we would do an update of where we are at this point and where we're going to be going with everything that is happening with the weather situation. A lot stirring behind this. The timing has changed a little bit over the last, 3 or 4 hours. They've pushed this 1 hour east of what we were expecting. Now, a couple of things that we need to bring up before we get into weather. Let me say here, we just got word of an accident that has happened on Highway 496. Let's go to the map here where you can see where this is. Right about here where Jeff Davis School is on Highway 496, we've got a rollover accident that just happened a few moments ago. The Volunteer Fire Department is en route there, along with the Mississippi Highway Patrol, to the scene. I don't think it's any serious injuries, but rollover accident nonetheless. So we've got people headed to that to make sure everybody's going to be okay. Also, we're getting word in the last few moments of another death that has occurred at the Lost Gap Prison. That's getting pretty regular there. We don't have any details yet, but we are just finding out this information, and when we get more, we will pass that along. Again, second death that has occurred there in recent weeks. What's going on? We hardly get any information out of the prison. And we do know that a lot of people have loved ones there, regardless of what the situation there is. We need information. Another death. We'll get that to you as quickly as we can. One thing that we want to start out with, let's talk about power outages. We're already seeing this. Expect more of this to come as the evening progresses with this wind. A little bit ago, we had a tree across Highway 493. Let's go here where we're at now. We're already showing that we've got power out with EMEPA. In the Enterprise area, as we go here to zoom in on this a little bit, we got roughly 19 people just to the south of Enterprise without power near County Road. What is this? County Road 333 there in Clark County. So if you're in that area without power right now, they are working to restore that. Let's move over. And Mississippi Power also at this point has about 300 people statewide that is without power. In the Meridian areas, you'll look at this. That works out right. Downtown Meridian 1 at this point, but if you'll do the entire state, we got a lot more included in that. Most of this in Biloxi and these areas here when it comes there. Now, let's move over and take a look at what we've got here as we move over to look at what's happening right here. And this is going to be in the Boga Chitto area. Power out. Somewhere around 27 people there to the northeast of Philadelphia there. It's going to be right along Highway 21, 27 in that area. We also go south of there, southwest over near Morton, 184 without power at this point. Now, as we go to Newton County, west of here, we'll see that we already have south of Morton about 16 as you're getting real close to Scott County and Smith County in these areas here without power. So it's scattered. We do expect more to happen as the afternoon progresses and we get into this with the wind blowing and putting out power. Now, what we want to do is now go into this. Again, here's what we have when it comes to the latest weather developments. This yellow is the most likely tornadic activity. Let's refresh that. Make sure we've got the absolute latest when it comes to this. Still the same as where that was this morning as we look at this. Almost all of Lauderdale County included this, all of Newton, most of Philadelphia, Newton and Neshoba County, all of Smith County, Forest County, and even as we get up here near Carthage, all of this area around Leake is going to be included in this also. Now, as we'll put it on our maps, where should you pay attention to this? Right along here. Here's our line as we move through the Neshoba County area, again out by the Coliseum, Burnside Park, that area there, over past Highway 16, just south of the Boga Chitto area, and it's moved a little bit further east into Kemper County. We're now showing that this area around the New Hope Volunteer Fire Department, Highway 16 included, all the way down to Kemper Springs, then due south into Lauderdale County. Hasn't changed much in Lauderdale, as we'll see at Lauderdale, Ralph Morgan Rodeo Arena, following straight down to Wyandotte into Clark County, involved in this of where tornadic activity could occur tonight. Now let's turn this off, and this is tornadoes, and this is the watched area that we're going to be looking at here, the most likelihood of severe weather. That peach color Now we're in a level 3, and that's similar to what we just showed there, going up to the Mississippi Delta and Greenville, Alexander, Louisiana, Hattiesburg. That's the area that we want to watch. It's a level 3 for us throughout most of Mississippi, the central and east central portions of Mississippi as we look at this. Vicksburg, I-20, that entire highway is included in this we want to watch tonight. Now, let's pull this up and talk about a few things dealing with the National Weather Service, of what the National Weather Service is telling us. Let me come over here and pull up another graph that I wanted to show. And I almost got it. Let me go here and show you what I want to. As we got a new timeline, and this has changed just a little bit from this morning. Here's what we're showing from the National Weather Service. This came out roughly 30 minutes ago. It will enter the state right there at the state line around 7, to where they were expecting this originally at 6. They've pushed it an hour. We're going to go 7 to midnight over to Jackson, 10 p.m. from Jackson to Philadelphia to 2 a.m. And now the exact meridian area from Newton eastward to the state line, they're saying midnight to 4 a.m. As we look at this, we're expecting all of this elevated strong winds, and it will be a lot tonight. Sustained winds of 25, gusts of 40 to 50 miles an hour. We're seeing that outside. We're going to look at that in a moment here. And then also the possibility of flash flooding. That's a level 1, saying that it could be 2 inches tonight. That's a lot of rain there. And as we go to Alabama, also they're showing 11 p to 3 a.m. was the latest that they've put out here on this side here. Now, as we go in and start looking at this, areas of concern anytime after 6, but when you get to around anywhere east of Morton to the state line, we're going to probably, and again, this can change, from 11 p.m., let's be careful, let's just call this 9, until about 1 a.m. being some of the worst there. Now, they have this watch box that we're looking at of timing going all the way to 4. But I am starting to show, and it could change anywhere from 11 to 1 being some severe weather there. Not saying that there won't be storms after that, but the worst of the worst kind of falling along in there. So we're going to be heads up anytime after 6 p.m. all the way until 4 a.m. with a concentration of looking at somewhere around 11 p.m., anywhere from 9 to 1 p.m., watching that very closely. Sometimes these things slow down once they get into the state. Other times they speed up. But whole timeline for the state of Mississippi begins at 6 p.m. until 4 a.m. It's going to be a long night as we prepare for this. As we'll get to this, you'll be in that latter part there, Lisa, as you're asking about the Tumsuba area. As it exits Mississippi, the rain and heavy stuff should be moving out around 4 a.m., but we could see the worst of the weather anywhere from 9 until 1 a.m., 1:30. Again, you can't hold us to that due to the fact of it is Mother Nature, but that's what I'm looking at right now. We're going to be on top of this. Now, let's look at some of these winds that we're already having now as we look around the state of what's happening here. Here's your wind gust. Let's go to Meridian here first. Let me pull this up. As we had mentioned there, you could have gusts up to somewhere around, 30, 45. Meridian showing 38-mile-an-hour gust at this point. As we go to Collinsville, we're showing 38. Decatur, you're also at 38. Newton, a little bit higher there at 40. As we get into the Forest area, 37. Walnut Grove, 35. Union, 38. Downtown Philadelphia, we're showing wind gusts of around 36 miles an hour. Now, let's get in here and look up here in Scooba and Kemper County and these areas. Downtown Scooba at the four-way stop, around 34 miles an hour. Wahalak, we're showing 34. And even Sugarlock at 68 as we follow Highway 21 through Golson, 38. Showing gusts of about 38 there in Preston, going down through Linsville and holding steady there to Cleveland at 37. Here all around Highway 16. So it's a lot going on there. We look at Utah, Alabama, 33. Aliceville around 36. As you can tell, a little bit rougher on the Mississippi side. Demopolis steady at 35. And again, these are gusts as to what we're looking at right now as you look at all of these areas here. Jackson, Mississippi, a little bit higher at 40. Vicksburg, let's see what's happening there, 36. As we follow from Vicksburg at 36 all the way across 40s, 38s, and still steady at 38 in the Meridian area. Now, again, as the National Weather Service has told us several times, we could see gusts 40 to 50, and during the height of storms within inside these up to 70 miles an hour. Again, we will most likely have power outages. There is a strong chance, and I've read it 2 to 3 to 4 times, as we look at what the National Weather Service is telling us, tornadoes are possible. They're expecting at least 2 very strong tornadoes. No way to tell where they'll be, but we are in that watch box of what you call the sketched area. As I showed that when we first began this, and let's go back and look at radar here. This is that niched area there that's always scary right there. Meridian is included in it, Newton, Laurel, all of these areas, downtown Quitman, Louisville, you're in it. Now, these green boxes here is flood warnings there. As you'll look, we have that until 8:54 a.m. Tomorrow there. And these areas, that's 3 of them that we got up by Kosciuszko and then Walnut Grove in there. But severe weather headed our way today. Now let's turn this off and look at where the rain is at this point. As we look at it, starting to see some showers there moving toward Vicksburg. This is that line that's moving towards the Shreveport, Louisiana, getting it. And it's just now building and getting to where it's coming here. It hadn't developed fully yet, but we're watching it. Let's put this into motion to where you can take a look and see what we've got. There we are. See that tail making its way toward Mississippi. That's the outlook of what we got. And again, we will be behind the scenes throughout the day and into the nighttime hours as we get ready for this to keep you up to date and in relationship to where you live. We want you to be fully aware of where these storms are. As always, keep with us, follow us, have you several ways to get alarms. Make sure, as I pointed out earlier, that NOAA weather system. If you don't have a NOAA weather radio, buy one. They're inexpensive and they make a lot of noise and they'll wake you up from a dead sleep so you'll know exactly where something is. I've often talked about the football helmets and things of that nature. It's important to have those. You never know. That's one of the biggest injuries that we have is from head injuries as we go to all of this. Tornadoes are quick. They happen. This is what the radios look like. If you haven't got one of these, that's a NOAA weather radio. Very loud making racket. That's how you can turn on your phones. Make sure to have a tornado plan, where to go inside a tornado shelter. As you look at this, I brought this up over and over about wearing hard sole boots or shoes. Don't go to bed barefooted. Dress and have this on in case something were to happen in the middle of the night. Then your feet aren't hurt when you go out from nails and debris that are in the yard. This is handy to have should a tornado strike your home. They're very inexpensive. It's an air horn to let people, you hear somebody, you can blow that, and they can locate you in debris. I know you're going, why? Don't say that. It happens. Tornadoes are real and they can hurt you. As we look at this, here's the different styles of helmets that you can get. Bicycle helmets, football, motorcycle, anything that you wear to protect your head. That's what most injuries die from in these things. It can, here's just a quick shot of what it looks like when one comes across there. It can destroy a mobile home. It can destroy a brick house. Storm shelters are the best if you've got one. You got plenty of time to make plans in between now and dark 30 of where you'll go. If that alarm goes off, know where you're going. Make sure everybody in the house knows where you're going. It's bad to be separated. Things like that happen. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us, and we will be here throughout the night. When things tweak a little bit more, we'll come back and give you another update as to what to expect tonight. Again, power outages are expected. Have your generator ready to go if you would like to have power during these, a backup, and be prepared for what life brings. We'll be here with you, though, all through it. We'll have more coming up from the Scotty Ray Report. Thank y'all for joining us. We do appreciate it. Winds are high in Wahala. Appreciate that so much there. We'll be in touch and keep you up to date with the very latest when it comes to weather.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.